Welcome back to Smoke Signals, everybody. I'm Matt Montgomery, along with head football coach and athletic director Wayne Coleman. Fighting Indians lost their district opener last week to Nacogdoches. Coach, another game where Jacksonville and Nacogdoches just put a lot of points on the board. Your team came up short, 45-41. Tough loss to open district play, Coach, but I mean, this thing's going to be a while. This is a long district race.
It is, and there's a lot of teams that are very close in their team, execution right now, and we've got some teams that are clicking a little more on cylinders than the others, but it's not too late for anybody to jump in the middle of it.
Well, once again, your defense stepped up, and you had several turnovers. We'll see some highlights here in a moment. Boy, the turnover ratio is definitely in your favor this year. Yeah,
I mean, we work hard on it. The kids are very conscious that can make a big difference in the games, and really the turnovers is what kept us in that game.
Strange game from a statistical standpoint. Nacogdoches piled up a lot of yards as opposed to your offense, but your offense got a lot of short fields because of the turnovers, which again we'll see here in just a moment. You had the one long sustained drive and everything, but it just seemed like your offense just really didn't have a chance to get in sync because of the field position they were in on the short fields.
Yeah, 2 or 3 of our touchdown drives were 2 or 3 play drives because the defense put us up there, inside the 30-yard line, so they ended up being short drives.
And that's what you want.
Yeah, you want that. The problem with it is you score really fast, and then your defense has got to go right back out there, so they end up playing a lot of plays.
You ran the ball well again. I know in this district race that if you're just going to come out throwing all the time, that's going to be a problem in this district, but you really ran the ball well. Offensive line did a nice job. Of course, Deshaun McEwen got his yards. TJ had a decent game running too.
Yeah, I think our offensive line made a lot of improvement coming off the bye week. Our pass pro was much better, and we're continuing to get better in the running game.
Nacogdoches came out throwing. I mean, they had that returning quarterback, and that's as solid as a receiving core. People ask me how good were their receivers, and I had to tell them I think they were better than Carthage's receivers overall as a unit. Those guys didn't drop anything.
They go 4 wide almost every snap, and all 4 of their kids made plays. So you don't see that very often in high school football where a team can put 4 players out there that can all make great catches.
And the running game, I mean, they had some guys that could pound you pretty well. I think Nacogdoches is going to be a surprise team in this district.
They very well could be. There'll be a lot of close games during this district race, but right now I think maybe they're looking like a really strong playoff team.
Well, let's take a look at some of the highlights. Jacksonville versus Nacogdoches last week, the open district play. Of course, Pee Wee Fuller makes a great play here and causes the fumble, and Shiloh scoops it up, kind of like nobody knew he had it for a second there.
Yeah, he can't get caught from behind by the quarterback though.
Yeah, I saw that. Jordan was trying to decide whether to block or not, decided not to. Anyway, sets up a 3-yard touchdown run by Deshaun McEwen. Oops, that guy just doesn't seal that edge.
Yeah, you got to keep contained on Deshaun when he's in the backfield.
And here's another Deshaun McEwen touchdown from 8 yards out.
Quarterback stretch, good blocking there by the O-line. Nobody touches him.
Yeah, Aaron Richardson did a good job blocking as well. Here's Shiloh Cannon again, who was our defensive player of the game.
He had a big night, no doubt about it.
Picks this one and goes 53 yards to set up what we'll see here in just a moment. Thought he was going to take it, and then the gorilla jumped on his back a little bit there.
That's a long run for a big guy.
Yep. Here's the touchdown pass, Shoemake to Tristan Thompson. What a catch.
Yeah, Thompson really got up after that ball.
And here's another turnover, another scoop and score. Your 3rd defensive touchdown, TJ Ratliff. Good downfield escort there.
That's 3 defensive touchdowns already this year in 4 games. Most of the time you'll go years without having that many.
That's right. Deshaun McEwen from 13 on the jet sweep.
Good. I mean, good blocking, a pad on every defender. Just nice execution by the O-line again.
Perfect pass here by Tristan Shoemake, the junior quarterback, to Deshaun McEwen. 55 yards.
Good ball, good route. Pass protection was much improved this week.
Coach, the offense was there. I mean, you had enough chances there. It was almost as if this game was going to be who had the ball last, and it kind of turned out that way. Nacogdoches kind of ended up with it, and then you weren't able to convert the 4th down, and they ran the clock out.
Yeah, we punted one too many times, and We got caught there with 5 minutes left in the game with the ball at midfield on 4th and 10. You've got to make a decision. You know, if it's 4th and 5, it's easy. You're going for it. 4th and 10, you know, if you don't get it, you give them the ball at the 50. You're probably going to go down 2 scores. So we punted it away, and they did a good job of running the clock out.
I heard you telling your team the other day about the record right now at 1-3 and the difference in 3-1 and 1-3. That was very telling what you told them.
Yeah, you're 1 score away in the last 2 games from being 3-1. So what's the difference in this 1-3 team or this 3-1 team? Well, in reality, the difference is when you're 1-3, you're working a lot harder in practice. It's much more do or die feel in the field house. So you know, you can't take everything as a negative. Yeah, we'd rather be 3-1, but the fact that we're 1-3 means we're working harder, and it means that we're going to play harder on Friday night.
Yeah, and I heard you say that, you know, if you were 1-3 and you were getting beaten those 3 losses by 40 points or more, like the last two ball games hasn't been the case, it's a touchdown. So take it how you will, but it does have a tendency to kind of take a little bit of the sting off as you head into this next district.
Well, there's no doubt. You have to try to be, I mean, you have to be honest with who you are. Mm-hmm. And if you're 3-1 and you've won 2 games by a touchdown, you probably think you're better than what you are.
Probably so.
If you're 3-1 and if you're 1-3 and you've lost those 2 games by a touchdown, you're probably better than 1-3. So we're not that far from being a really good football team. Just a couple more plays executed correctly.
Well, the District 9 5A Division II race continues. Jacksonville heads over to Whitehouse this week, and Coach, Whitehouse is they're 3-1. Their only loss came to a state-ranked Melissa team. The Wildcats do what they do well, and they throw the football. They have tough defense. Talk about the Wildcats.
Yeah, they're just so sound on defense. Coach Gold does a good job over there. He's been running their defense for the last 3 years, and they've Whitehouse didn't used to be known for their defense. It was all offense, offense. But they've turned that around. They play really sound defense. Kids run to the ball, tackle well, really tackle well in open space. And then they're doing so much stuff on offense now with motions and shifts. It's hard to get lined up against them.
And that's a different offense. They have a new offensive coordinator that Coach Gold brought in. And it's a different look. Usually it's just like trips and 4 wide, and they just threw the ball all over the place, but a little bit different look now.
Yeah, they're going to shift almost every down, make you get lined up correctly, and their running game has improved. So they're much harder to defend this year.
Offensively, what will you do to try to attack Whitehouse?
Boy, we just got to be patient and take what they give us. You know, go to the line of scrimmage, see if they're playing coverage or if they're going to make us throw the ball. So right now we're running the ball really well. We want to continue to do that, and maybe that'll open up some stuff in the pass game.
I think about these last 4 ball games, and I look at it, and this is what it makes me do. This close. I mean, how many touchdowns that Jacksonville has not had just this close on the passing? You're beating the DBs, you're getting past them, or just perhaps on a run or something where TJ gets tripped up at the last moment. I mean,
Sure.
It's just like this close. You got to believe that at some point those things are going to start happening.
Oh, they will. It all balances out eventually. So you just got to keep grinding and keep working and working on the small details and trusting the process and keep going. And everybody wants to look at the scoreboard, but you got to, as a coach and as a player, you've got to look at the fundamentals of what kept us from executing, what kept us from getting one more touchdown, and just hone in on those little things.
You had a chance to watch Whitehouse and Mount Pleasant play last week since Jacksonville played on Thursday night. What did you see offensively with all this new kind of offense? Was it sort of like with this new coordinator Whitehouse has, it's, oh, wow, this is a totally different look, or is it similar to what they were doing?
It's a little different with all the motions and shifts, but they're going to run inside zone, and they're going to take their shots down the field when they've got the opportunity. So you've got to be aware, you've got to be alert on the 2nd and 1 downs whenever everybody thinks, oh, they're going to run the ball again. They're going to take a shot deep, and your kids have got to make plays.
Kids' attitudes this week getting ready for Whitehouse. I mean, it's not hard to get up for Whitehouse. Pretty big rival.
Yeah, you could be 10-0 or 0-10.
Yeah.
It's Whitehouse week, so no, our kids are locked in.
Coach, what are the keys to the game Friday night to get the win against Whitehouse?
We got to make the big play. The last couple games we've missed opportunities on making big plays, and we've got to connect on those. And defense just needs to keep doing what they're doing, take the ball away. We need to have a little better run fits on the inside zone. We've got to work on that hard this week.
We talked about turnovers earlier, about the importance of them, and it couldn't be any more important this week. And you just got to believe that sometimes those turnovers that you're ahead of your opponents is gonna pay off with some wins.
Yeah, it will. Over time, those things will turn into wins. You got to believe that, and you got to keep grinding. You can't let 2 losses by 1 touchdown change the way you approach the game. You've got to keep attacking and be aggressive on defense.
Well, it's Jacksonville versus Whitehouse on the road at Wildcat Stadium. We'll be on the air at 6:45 on 94.3 Real Country. I'm Matt Montgomery for head coach Wayne Coleman. We'll see you next time right here on Smoke Signals.